You've been asked to create a video with your mobile device. And all of us use our mobile devices all the time, but not all of us know there are a lot of things that we can do to improve the quality of our videos. Mobile devices are everywhere. They're so easy to use, easily accessible, and it doesn't require a ton of production like a lot of video styles do. I'm Tatiana Rodriguez, an educator, video storyteller. I teach public speaking, photography, video, leadership. I'm here to help you learn how you can improve your video in 5 different areas. Let's start with area number 1, which is the video itself. Now, first thing you want to do is check the orientation. Are you going to create a horizontal video like this is, or are you going to be asked to make a vertical video? So first thing is to find out which orientation. Are we going vertical or are we going horizontal? For this video, we're going to stick to the horizontal orientation. Another important element about your video is considering the lighting. This is often the very first place that I start, is thinking about where is the best light. A mistake that people often make is to put themselves with the windows and sources of light behind them. The idea is you want the light to hit your face so that you are the most illuminated part of that video. So we can see your eyes, see your face, rather than being cast in shadow or in darkness. Natural light, window light, is absolutely beautiful and flattering. Sadly, it is not always reliable. It can be a cloudy day when we need to record, or it might just be nighttime and we have no natural light coming in. Fortunately, we have a lot of options when it comes to artificial light. We can use the lights in our home. Just want to make sure that they're not coming only from overhead and casting unflattering shadows. You want the light to be coming towards your face. You can use a small ring light that attaches right to your phone. You can use a large ring light that goes on a stand. So many different options available to us now, which is fantastic. You can use square cubes. You can use something like what I have, which is like a lightsaber light that I use for professional work. And don't forget about stabilization. Sometimes intended movement and shakiness in a video is awesome, but it tends not to be a good fit for professional style videos. Third thing about video you want to consider is your background. Let it be clean, clear, and uncluttered. Tidy up a bit, check things out. You don't want it to be messy and have a whole bunch of elements that will be distracting for your viewers. You want you to be the highlight, the centerpiece of that. Now, that doesn't mean that you shouldn't have anything in your background. You can choose to go against a completely neutral or flat background, but you don't have to. It's okay to have some dimension in your background. Just don't let it show a bed or bed sheets or messiness or clutter. Clean up a bit, making sure it's clean, clear, and uncluttered to add a much more professional touch. The second element is audio. You want to make sure that you can be in a quiet environment. Check the sounds of any fans or central AC units, those kinds of things. For your video, you want to make sure the noises are turned off. Now, one quick and simple, easy way to make sure that your audio sounds good is to use headphones, and they don't have to be expensive. If you have expensive headphones, by all means, go ahead and use them. But even something as simple as your cell phone headphones, plugging those in is going to greatly increase the quality of the audio. So far, you've been listening to me in the audio just in the device, and I am in a fairly quiet environment. But let's see the difference when I plug in the headphones and see how does that sound to you. Okay, here's me, same time and place, only now I'm speaking to you through the headphones. Did the quality of my audio increase? I'm certain that it did. So even something as simple and inexpensive as your cell phone headphones is going to increase the audio quality tremendously. One more consideration about audio is now that a microphone is much closer to your mouth, things that voice actors call mouth noise will become much more obvious. So you want to make sure you're not snapping your teeth or doing any kinds of tongue snaps or anything with that microphone. It's something we tend to do subconsciously. I know I am totally guilty of doing that, but you can become aware of it when there's a mic so close to your mouth so that those sounds don't become distracting for your viewers. Now I want to talk about audience. It is critical, and I'm sure you've learned this along the way in your learning journey so far. It is so important for us to know who we're speaking to understand our audience. Even in preparing this video for you, I needed to understand a little bit about you and your experience in this program. What are you being asked to do? What are some relevant facts about you? So the same thing, you want to make sure that you understand a little bit about your audience so that you can personalize your content as you speak to them. And whenever possible, address them by name. If the video is meant for a specific person or group or organization, you want to make sure that you are referencing them continuously. The fourth element I want to discuss with you is our verbal communication. And this is something I talk about extensively with my university public speaking students. We talk about diction and tone. Now, diction is our word choice. So what exactly are we going to say? What is the intention, right? Actually writing out the words, thinking through the right words to say. For some people, scripting works well. For others, it's just notes and some keywords and phrases. You find the method that works well for you. I'll share what works well for me. I like to write out the content that I'm going to say, rehearse it a couple times, and record myself while I do it so I can smooth out any bumps and iron out any wrinkles in the way that I'm going to share the message. Once I've done that a couple of times, I like to just have some notes handy with keywords and phrases and be a little bit more loose, natural, and extemporaneous when I speak. Extemporaneous means we're prepared, but we sound natural. The last thing anybody wants is, "Hi everyone, my name is Tatiana Rodriguez, and I am so excited to be with you today. Thank you." When we look and sound like we're reading, people totally check out, tune out from our message. So that's not the kind of presentation I want you to deliver in your video. Instead, add vocal variety. Have some energy in your voice when you speak. Go up at times to show some excitement in an appropriate way. And also pause. Take a moment to emphasize certain key points. So remember, diction, the words you choose are important. Your tone, the way that you say those words is important. And as people, as audience members, as listeners, we love to hear some variety. We don't want voices that sound monotone, right? Only on one tone. We enjoy it when people deliver some energy, some excitement, and also those moments when people pause and help us highlight key important pieces of the content. So use those public speaking techniques. The last area that I want to cover with you, the fifth one, is nonverbal communication. Our bodies say a lot for us that our words do not. We talked about our diction, our word choice, and our tone. We also now need to add the body language, add that third element. When we are speaking on video, we want to make sure, number one, that we are delivering strong eye contact. Now, most people, what I see them do is they give eye contact to themselves, because this is me watching myself on the video. That does not mimic natural eye contact. I need to look at the lens, which is a bit unnatural. It is very natural for us to want to look at ourselves, but that's not what mimics natural eye contact. So I want you to try this exercise. Take your finger, find your lens, cover it with your finger so that you know exactly where you need to look. In my case, on my phone, I know exactly where I need to look for it to look like natural eye contact rather than looking at my screen. Next thing about nonverbal communication is your posture. How are you sitting or standing? Try both out. Which one feels more powerful, more confident to you? Please don't feel like you always have to sit down to deliver your message. Try out the energy standing up. I very often make videos standing up, and I just want to show you the difference here. Here's the sitting. Don't be afraid to try delivering your message standing up. I feel that it adds a different element and that your body, especially your arms, feel much freer to me in order to be able to express myself. Which brings me to the next point, hand gestures. In videos, we should be showing our hands. I learned from Vanessa Van Edwards over at the Science of People that our hands are our trust indicators, and we want to be able to show them frequently in our videos. So videos that are made like this, not as engaging, not as confident, they don't come across as confidently as when we can show our hands and more of our bodies. So that's the next thing about nonverbal communication is you want to make sure You are framed up to be able to show part of your body. A lot of times I see people make this mistake. Hi, what's up guys? A little too close to the camera, or I do see a lot of students doing this. Another big mistake that I see people making is what I call the nostril double chin shot. And listen, this is simply unflattering for anyone. Make sure that you're framing yourself up properly. Let me change this angle quickly. It is way more flattering for everybody and much easier for our viewers to watch us when we are more straight on to the lens rather than having the camera shooting up or shooting down at us even. So make sure that part of your nonverbal communication is that you are framed up nicely in that image and that you can show your hands. My last important, really big tip is something that I've hopefully been showing you throughout this video. Can you guess? Smiling. When people smile in videos, when we watch others smile, it tells us that they're enjoying themselves. And then that helps us as the listener, as the audience member, enjoy ourselves too. So there you have it. 5 big concepts for you to think about. Let's review them. Number 1 was to consider your video, where you're thinking about the orientation of the video, where you're thinking about the lighting, and you're considering your background. The second is the audio. Are you in a noisy environment? Are you in a quiet environment? Can you use headphones to improve that audio quality? The third element we talked about is to consider the message directly for your audience. How can you engage them, talk directly to them, and customize your message especially for them? The fourth element that we talked about is our verbal communication, our word choice and our tone, the energy, the enthusiasm, the excitement, the effects, the emphasis, the pausing that we put into our content, because nobody wants to listen to a monotone speaker. It will come across as boring and people will tune you out. And we're not sharing a message with people to not be listened to be tuned out, right? We want people to listen and to remember what we're sharing. And lastly, that fifth element we covered is the nonverbal communication. What we do with our eyes, where we deliver our eye contact to the lens, smiling, our posture, and our hand gestures, being able to be expressive without being crazy or distracting, right? This isn't like we're trying to do some ninja moves here. This is us communicating and expressing ourselves well and coming across with confidence as people with some level of engagement. We want our humanity to show and our professionalism to show. I'm sure these tips will be very helpful to you when you apply them in creating your own videos. So best wishes to you.